Alright, so what you see here are the three completed tubes, three sections. If I stack them, you can look down the center, see that they're relatively the same size. We want them to be as exact as we can make them. And you can see that I marked each and every single one of them with this black mark, just something to indicate to you which end is the end that needs to be pointing your mouth. This will be the front of the tube. You can't see that one so much, but I can. Alright, now what you want to do is you want to couple these together. Imagine that this is the front, the end of the barrel, that the bullet's going to leave right through this end, alright? And the air is going to enter in this way. Well, sort of. What you want to do is you take this piece right here, locate its mark. Where is it? There it is. Locate its mark and make sure that it's aligned properly. And you want to do that with all three. And that's how you're going to piece it together. I just laid them one in front of the other, but then so what you'll need is, since you have 2 points of where you need to connect it, you want 2 strips of paper. I usually make at least 2-inch wide strips. Probably 2.5 or 3-inch will do best for your beginning models. But just mark out about 2.5, 3 inches along here, 2 marks, and then cut them. Yeah, you can figure out how to do that. Don't need to make a video for that. To make the strips, the fastest, easiest method that I've used is I got this cutting board. It's got measured 1-inch increments. It's got 30, 60 degree angles. Just to cut them right quick. You could either mark them. If you don't have a cutting board like this, you can mark them at the 2-point and then another 2-point, and do the same at the opposite end. I use a 90 degree angle just to make sure they're straight. I'm just going to align them at the end after making sure this edge is aligned. I'm going to cut it with the razor blade. I don't know what's not working now. The camera mounts. It's not really a camera mount. It's a hat. It's a yeah. Probably gonna get this clip out. If I don't, but just bear with me. Alright, seems to be pretty steady. Let's not knock that camera over. The factor that I hate about making YouTube videos is that you have to control your own camera, and you don't have to if you're lucky enough to have someone that's interested enough in the project to help you, but don't seem to get much support there. Alright, that's one of your 2-inch strips. I don't need to slide it down. I could have just cut it earlier, but I like to slide down and mix it so you can see it. Line up your straight edge ruler. It's straight edge. It doesn't touch drugs. It doesn't touch alcohol. It won't party. True straight edge, kids. Right here. Yeah. There goes the mustard can. Alright. So after you got those 2 strips, what you want to do is put one to the side. Don't need it now. If you lay out the whole blow tube when it would be completed, this would be the end of it. The other end would be over here where you would put your mouth. So you need to put the leading part of the end piece on the strip, or you could start construction the other way. Then put the leading one over here at this end. Put the trailing edge right there. Just wrap it tight. Try to keep it straight. And yeah, tape it on. Tape all the way around the circumference, just to make it airtight. And it should hold steady if you wrap it tight. Alright? Alright, and I have the whole tube coupled. It's 3 8.5 inch sections. So it's going to be about 25.5 inches long. And you want to look down the center just to make it straight. Make sure it's straight and aligned. There's not many inconsistencies on the inside of the tube. And now we should be ready to start building our darts. Let's get to it. First thing you'll need is I'm just going to use part of the paper from the coupler pieces, the pieces that I used to make the tubes join together. And I'm going to cut a rectangle. Try to get this. Oh wow! Alright, that was fast. Mounting that camera. Alright, you want to keep one straight edge right there. And it doesn't really matter about this edge, just make sure it's like probably about 3-4 inches away from that straight edge. Cut it. And then cut it about this far apart, right here. Push that away. To make the cone, to make the trailing edge of the cone for the dart, we have two cones. We got the leading edge, one that's going to be impacting the object. We got the trailing edge, the feathering, the thing that keeps it flying straight in the air, the thing that holds in a lot of the air pressure behind the dart that's being pushed out of that tube. So this is the trailing edge. What you want to do is just find a low point where you want to rotate the cone around. You want to about halfway down through that straight edge, and just sort of, you got to feel it. There's no real technique I can put into words. You just got to wrap it around. Don't make it too big. Keep in mind that the cone only has to fit inside this tube right here, so just want to wrap it around, making sure that the tip of the cone is quite airproof. You don't want air leaking through there. Follow it through and just hold it like that. You got your cone. What you want to do now is get a piece of tape. Doesn't have to be too terribly long. And what I like to do is I like to align the corner. I don't know how good you can see on the camera, but I like to align the corner of the tape right at the seam where the paper cone starts, right at the strip as it goes up to that. And try any other method and you'll understand why. It's just the easiest way to do it. You just follow through and you push it down. So you got a nice cone. What you want to do is take the part where you're going to put your mouth, right here, and the blowpipe, not the end of it. You want to force it in there. Not force like as in put a lot of pressure on it, but just get it aligned. Looking at it from where you are, just trying to imagine it being straight, the angles being equal on each side in correlation to the angle of the tube. And just try to eye it out, try to make it straight. And again, it's just a paper tube. Mark it with your pencil, take it to the end of the tube, rotate it, don't put too much pressure on it, and mark on the cone using the end of the tube as a guide. Then you got an approximate area where you need to cut. You need to cut with your scissors probably about 1/8 of an inch inwards, depending on how thick the walls are on your tube. What I like to do is I just like to cut. I don't know how close I am to the camera. I don't know how